Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Okay, so we were discussing about we were discussing about anyone remembers what we were discussing? Anyone would like to say certain things of the last class? Oh, one by one, yes. Sunita Mataji, yes.
Last class we were discussing about how to advance in Bhakti. Srila Rupa Goswami's verse we were reading, in which he explained, he told the 6 ways, to accept and to give gifts and other activities, but all the activities have to be spiritual, otherwise it will become material only. Krishna to be in the center.
Okay, yes. So this is one thing we discussed. Yes, next. Anyone? Yes, Rahul Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We discussed, Prabhu, how we can help our Guru to gain confidence.
We discussed about how we can give confidence to our spiritual masters to really take care of us. Yeah, what we discussed in that?
So we discussed how we should pay respect to our Guru. We discussed the external and internal category.
Okay, so we discussed about external respect and internal respect. This is first thing we discussed. Yes, anyone else about what else we discussed? We discussed 4 things.
Following instructions of the Guru.
Okay, following instructions of the Guru. Okay, yes. What we discussed in that? Yes, anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think 4 things. There are 4 respect, or 4 arts basically. One is respect. Okay. Another is representative.
Okay, so just tell about representative. Just tell about representative. Okay. So tell.
Guru is the Sakshat Hari, or representative of God. We have to think in that way.
Yeah. So Guru is the representative of God. We need to understand that Krishna acts through a Guru in our lives. So that's what we discussed. That and we should always be concerned ki why my Guru spoke like this. There has to be some things which really matters. So this is one thing we discussed. Yes, Poonam.
Next, Prabhu, it was record.
Yeah,
that
yes.
whatever
so just
record written, and then we should go through it so that we can actually apply it.
So the next thing we discussed about record. So you see how I am showing the notes. I'll share it in the end of today's class. So we discussed about respect, how we'll give external respect, internal respect, then representative, how we should understand that nothing happens incidentally with the spiritual master. Deny. Incidentally with the spiritual master. Okay? What you're doing? Just don't do anything. Incidentally with the spiritual master. And then, yes, anyone else? We discuss about report. We report our success to Guru. Okay, so these are the 4 arts we discussed. Respect, representative, record, and report. Yes? And then we were discussing about something, that how the heart is called Guha or Guha Shayam. And we may not do these 4 things because we may not have faith on the spiritual master. We may want to do hit and trial. We discuss how we may feel ashamed that अरे कैसे मैं जाके अपना जीवन का secrets बताऊं, and all those things we were discussing. Okay, so today we will take another thing. Is, do you remember? These are the 2 things we were discussing. Where is that? Yes. So these are the 2 things we were discussing. One is that there has to be confidence of the teacher on the student, and the second one is there has to be confidence of the student on the teacher. You are understanding? Huh? So today's class we will discuss on this second part. Now we discussed about how to give confidence to the teacher. We will discuss how the teacher should behave so that the student gets confidence. Okay, so we will discuss that, and we will discuss from how the sages of Naimisaranya got confidence from Suta Goswami. So we will discuss today 3 qualifications of Suta Goswami. Okay. So everyone is clear what we are discussing now and what we discussed last class? We discussed last class that, so we are talking about teacher, and we are talking about student, and we are talking about a relationship between them. So both the teacher should have confidence on the student, that we discussed last class. What the student needs to do to make the teacher develop confidence on him, and what the teacher needs to do to help the student develop confidence in him. This is subject matter of today's topic. Okay, everyone is clear what we are going to discuss, so that otherwise we may discuss and later on you may not. Okay, so Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Rishaya Uchu.
Rishaya Uchu.
Tvaya Khalu Puranani.
Tvaya Khalu Puranani.
Sa Itihashani Chanagha.
Itihasani Chanagha.
Akhyatanyapi Adhitani.
Akhyatanyapi Adhitani.
Dharma Sastrani Yan Uta.
Dharma Sastrani Yanuta.
Okay, one more. Rishaya Uchu.
Rishaya Uchu.
Tvaya Khalu Puranani.
Tvaya Khalu Puranani.
Sa Itihashani Chanagha.
Itihasani Chanagha.
Akhyatanyapi Adhitani.
Akhyatanyapi Adhitani.
Dharma Sastrani Yan Uta.
Dharma Sastrani Yan Uta.
The sages said, respect, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sages said, respected Suta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in the scriptures, all the scriptures, famous for religious life, and in the Puranas and the histories as well, for you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them well. Okay, so here we will discuss on this banner the first quality that a teacher should have is competence. Competence is only not there to take care of the disciples or take care of the students. There is no question of developing confidence on that teacher. If the teacher is not competent and the student wants to go back to Godhead, and the student will be in illusion and the teacher will also be in illusion. So first is competence. And what competence we should look from a teacher, that is also important, right? Sometimes we may think, oh, my teacher is not competent. So we should also know what are the characteristics or parameters of competence that we should look from a teacher, right? And what parameters we should not look. Okay, so here in this verse, Sutta Goswami, they are giving parameters of competence. Okay, Tvaya means you. So we will now discuss one by one each of the words. Okay, Tvaya, that is you. Khalu Puranani. Khalu matlab indeed. Matlab there is no doubt, doubtlessly. Khalu matlab it is called doubtlessly. Matlab हमारा कोई संशय नहीं है. Matlab that means the first thing that here it is talking about full confidence. On competence of the teacher. Khalu matlab no doubt. You are understanding? That means what we are discussing, that the students should have confidence on the teacher. So the word khalu means no doubt only. We are fully. If you see Srila Prabhupada's translation for the word khalu, it says doubtlessly, without any doubt. So now what they are talking about, what competence? The first thing is they are talking about that he is well versed in philosophy. So that's the first thing. So we need to understand that for the student to have confidence, or in other words, on which teacher you should have confidence is that teacher who whatever things he says, he gives references. If a teacher is giving references to Shastras, that yes, okay, I am telling a statement, I am giving a reference. This is from Bhagavad Gita, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, this is from Puranas, you will see Srila Prabhupada, he would never speak something without a reference. And the student, all of us, if you want to develop, like on a very personal level, how I developed a lot of confidence on Srila Prabhupada and also our Acharyas. Not just Srila Prabhupada, on Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, on Bhakti Vinod Thakur. They don't say that Lord Chaitanya is God just because they belong to Lord Chaitanya. They give such scriptural reference that Lord Chaitanya is God. Correct? Huh? From Bhagavatam, and it's not that they have tampered the verses of Bhagavatam. No, it's there. When my father asked, how do you consider Lord Chaitanya as God? I said, okay, how do you consider Baraha as God? How do you consider Narsimha as God? My father said, oh, there are scriptures which tell about Baraha as God, Narsimha as God, Dasavatar as God. Then I said, the scripture which tells about that Dasavatars are God and they are Vishnu Swarup and Dasavatars are God, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Now yes, I know Srimad Bhagavatam. I said, and that Srimad Bhagavatam says that Lord Chaitanya is God, Lord Chaitanya is an avatar, then what's wrong? Right? That means this is Ardha Kukuta Nyaya. You accept Dasa Avatar mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam and you don't accept Chaitanya Avatar mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So we need to understand that as student, our faith on the teacher should be based on how effectively he is quoting the scriptures and he is not speaking from the mind. So we should be well versed in, the teacher should be well versed in philosophy. And what all philosophy? Puranani. all the philosophy is talking about Puranani sa itihasani. Okay, Dharma Sastrani. Okay, the third thing we will discuss little later. What is Dharma Sastrani? It's because that is not exactly about philosophy. Dharma Sastras are not philosophies. Okay, so now philosophy is two parts: Puranani sa itihasani. Okay, so Puranani, these are all Smriti Sastras. And what are Smritis? As basically, Smritis are case studies for Shrutis. There are two things. One is called the Shruti. How many of you have heard this word Shruti and Smriti? How many of you have heard this word? Okay, that's a quite a good number of people who have heard this word. Shrutis are basically the Vedas, Upanishads, etc. And Smritis are basically the Puranas. So Bhagavatam is what? Bhagavatam is what?
Purana.
Purana. So it is in Shruti or Smriti?
Smriti.
Smriti. So what is the difference between Shruti and Smriti? Shruti will say that remember Krishna all the time. Okay? Shruti will say what? Bhagwan ki sab samay kya karna? Kya karna? याद करना. Now remembrance करना. Now भगवत गीता श्रुति है या स्मृति है बोलो? देखते हैं. Shruti, very good. Bhagavad Gita is Shruti. Bhagavad Gita says what? Remember Krishna. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana pariupasate. So Bhagavad Gita is Shruti. It will say about the principles or the philosophy. Now Smriti will say, oh, you see how Prahlad Maharaj remembered Krishna all the time. You are understanding the difference between Shruti and Smriti? Shruti says that Bhagwan ka sab samay smaran karo. Remember Krishna at all the time. Smriti says, gives examples. So Shruti is basically case study or examples. Examples of... Oh, Mahabharat jayenge. Don't worry. Just let's focus on the discussion. Don't distract me. Mahabharat will go. What is Mahabharat? Okay. So Shrutis and the Smritis. So Shrutis are the mute, Siddha Sahadev Prabhu, mute. Okay. So Shrutis are Vedas, Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. These are all Shrutis. Basically, they are principles. They are called the philosophical principles. Remember Krishna all the time. Don't commit sin. Smritis are about case studies and examples who followed the Shrutis in their life. Okay? Is this clear? So this is Shrutis and Smritis. So he is telling that you are fully aware of the Smritis. That means he is fully aware of the Shrutis also. If you are understanding the Smriti Sastras, it is concomitant that you have understood the Shruti Sastras. Like if I understand the life of Prahlad Maharaj, I understand that what is the principle behind what Prahlad Maharaj is telling. You are able to understand? Like if you understand my life, Sri Nitai Das, how many of you will have doubt what is the goal of life? Can anyone say what is the goal of life by seeing Sri Nitai Das? Huh? Yes, anyone?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Seeing the Nitai Prabhu listening instructions, the person can fulfill his entire life.
No. You didn't understand the question. How many of you just by seeing Sri Nitai Das can just seeing Sri Nitai Das only? You have not heard from Sri Nitai Das. Bas, you saw Sri Nitai Das and you heard his profile and he heard his descriptions. Kya kar raha hai wo jeevan mein? How many of you will understand what is the goal of life?
Going back to God.
Going back to Godhead. This fellow has got so much of success in life. He left everything for, kya kar raha hai ye? So immediately you will get understanding about the principle just by seeing the Smriti. And that's why They are not speaking about Shrutis, because Shrutis, the information of the Shrutis are included in the Smritis. The information that what is goal of life is included in the life of Sri Nitai Das. Similarly, the information that we have to remember Prahlad Maharaj at all times of our life, whether it is difficulty or whatever situation, is stored in the life of Prahlad Maharaj. And that's why they are mentioning about Smritis. One may question here, I think the Sutta Goswami was only well versed in the Smritis. I think he was not knowing about the Shrutis. Okay, so but Shrutis are included in Smriti. Okay. Now, next thing they are telling is that, how many of you understood that Shrutis are included in Smritis? Okay, Kushal Bihari Priya, you have doubt or you are raising hand?
Prabhuji, Shrutis, can we say these are the words of directly from God, or it is?
No, it can be different. Upanishads are not directly words of God, but they are also considered Shrutis. Like there are some discussions of between, but philosophical decision. It's direct philosophy and principles, Shrutis. Okay. Okay. So now Smritis include Shrutis. How many of you understood that part? Smritis include Shrutis. I gave an example that Sri Nitai Das को देखने से तुरंत जीवन का प्रिंसिपल, जीवन का लक्ष्य, जीवन का पर्पस सब समझ में आ जाता है. There will be no doubt whether you will follow Sri Nitai Das or not. That's a different altogether. Like when I go for company seminars, immediate, like one place I went to give company seminar and they read all my profile and everything, and one person had वो मुंह खोल के बैठ गया ऐसे, and after the seminar that person came out कि स्वामी जी बहुत जल्दी आपको जीवन का एक्चुअल लक्ष्य पता चल गया, ये सब मोह माया है. एंड मैं बिल्कुल मोह माया के बारे में बोला ही नहीं. I just spoke about stress management. But just by seeing my profile and seeing what वेशभूषा में आया हूँ, तिलक लगाया हूँ, and मैं कृष्ण का एक शब्द नहीं बोला उसमें, and वो आके बोला कि स्वामी जी पता चल गया है, मैं अपने, he was from Patna, I think, मैं भी ISKCON जाऊंगा, ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा, ऐसे all those things he started telling. So this is meaning he got the information of Shruti from the example of Smriti. You are understanding? So this is what is called Shruti and Smriti. Next is Sa Itihasani. Here is what our Siddha Prabhu was asking is Mahabharat and Ramayana. They are called Itihasas. And they are called Purana. Now there is a little bit of technical difference between Itihasas and Puranas. Okay. Now Purana, from that word, what do you understand? Purana. 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 Purana baat. Old baat. Itihasa matlab? Iti. Iti matlab? Abhi. Iti. Iti. इति का मतलब अभी, फिनिश, जस्ट अभी खत्म हुआ. समझ में आ रहा है ना? सो इतिहासास आर बेसिकली जनरली, ओके, this is a general statement. This is not a technical difference between Itihasas and Puranas, because sometimes Puranas can also be Itihasas, sometimes Itihasas can also become Puranas. So there is a thin line of difference between Itihasas and Puranas in terms of Itihasas means just history, because Purana is also history, but Purana is a long history. Itihasas just happened history. Okay, like Mahabharata just happened and all like that. Now next thing about Itihasas are So itihasas include generic rules also. They can include morals, ethics, like Ramayana includes that Pitaji ka bachan ko palan karna chahiye, correct? Right? So they will include the moral codes, the ethical codes, and it is meant for people who are stooped into morality and bring them into spirituality. Right? But Puranas, they have more of a spiritual nature. Right? They will involve more God. How many of you think that Krishna is not projected much like a god in Mahabharata? How many of you have understood that? Yeah. How many of you think Ram is not projected much as a god in Ramayana? There are specific instances he is god, but is more like a very powerful human being. Right? The presentation of Ramayana is like how God comes, even if people know that he is God, he comes as a human being. And that's a Lord Ram worshipped Lord Shiva and Rameshwaram and all those things. So it's meant for people, it's not directly focused on telling who is God. It is about कैसे जीना है इस दुनिया में, एक मनुष्य को कैसे जीना चाहिए, right? With a proper moral and centered around God, definitely. क्या गलत है, क्या सही है? Mahabharata speaks about what is right, what is dharma, what is adharma, right? But it does not, it doesn't make a contrast between what is God, who is not God. But Puranas, on the other way, even if it is Devi Purana, it will speak about Devi is God. Like we may say, ki, Are, Devi Puran says that Devi is God, Shiv Puran says Shiv is God, and Vishnu Puran says Vishnu is God. But Puran का मतलब है भगवान को दिखाना. Mahabharata, itihasas and Ramayana, itihasas, their purpose is not to show God. But Puranas are supposed to show some higher authority than human being. Okay, there is God. And there are some practices by which you can please God. Now one may say, how Devi Puran can say that Devi is supreme? Yes, Devi is supreme. Definitely. But under a certain jurisdiction. Then how Shiv Puran can say Shiva is supreme? Yes, Shiva is supreme under a certain jurisdiction. Like for example, how can I give an example? Yes, Udharan Krishna Prabhu, what is your position in your company?
Director.
Huh?
Director.
Director, my goodness, when you became director? Just see, Ajanatha Mahima is director and is just attending class like a small student. My goodness. How many employees under you?
No, bro, he's an individual role right now.
Oh, you are an individual role. Okay, so you are director. So now he is a director. Now for a section, those who are under him, for him, he is a director, right? For them, Udharan Krishna is supreme because he is director, right? But there is also supreme director, correct? Are you the only director? Or someone is directing you also?
Someone is there.
Someone is there. A lot of people are there. Don't think someone. So exactly in the same way, Lord Shiva is definitely director. And when Shiv Puran speaks, it speaks about a domain. So the Puranas also have a domain in which they are speaking. But in whatever domain, Puranas will talk about God and Itihasas will never talk about God. They will talk about some God, something koi to ghoom raha hai. Jaise Mahabharata says that Krishna is roaming around as if something special, but they will not project it out. Ki ye Bhagwan hai. They will not tell. But Puranas, their main purpose is Bhagwan ko dikhana. How many of you are able to understand Itihasas and Puranas? Okay, that's good. I hope it is clear. Anyone has any question on this? So the Puranas, they will speak about God. Even if it is Devi Puran, they will tell that Devi is supreme. Shiv Puran, Shiv is supreme. Vishnu Puran, Vishnu is supreme. But they are all correct because they are working on different domains, right? Okay, Devi Puran may work on this domain, Shiv Puran may work on this domain, and Vishnu Puran can work on this domain. But in that domain, they are actually supreme, they are actually directors. There's nothing wrong. But they will speak about God. So this is Itihasas and Puranas, right? And then Cha Nagha, this is third thing they are telling. Okay, isko fourth kar do. So this is third. So second principle is he is pure. So second competence is purity. Cha nagha. Agha means pap. Anagha means who is papa mukta. At least he is not committing sinful activities. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that a person who is a teacher should immediately be following the four regulative principles. There is no question of breaking the four regulative principles if one wants to become a teacher. So when we are talking about competence, one should understand that we get competence on a person who is following the four regulative principles and following the rules of the scriptures in his own life and living a pure life, right? So second is about purity. And then akhyatani api adhitani. What is meaning of api? Sanskrit word api. Also nahi. Cha is also. Api means?
Yadyapi. Yadyapi.
Means what in English? Although. Okay. Akhyatani, although adhitani. Matlab, adhitani means to read, akhyatani means to speak. Right? See, it is very easy to read, but it is little difficult to speak convincingly. Now, what is the difference between speaking and reading? Can anyone say?
Reading can be done on a personal criteria. जैसे ये book मुझे अच्छा लगता है, या but speaking it has to be, because if you are a teacher you have to speak from the reference. You have to इस तरह से पढ़ना.
Okay, ठीक है. That is fine. Definitely give. Yes.
Truly, actually, when we want to explain and speak to others, we have to come down to their level. Same thing we may have to speak in different ways.
Okay, this is half answer. Okay, very close. Okay, next, anyone else?
Speaking based on realization.
Speaking based on?
Personal realization.
Okay, personal realizations. Very good. What is exactly personal realizations?
Like whatever you have read in scriptures, you have experienced it and you are able to explain it.
So that is the meaning of Dharma Sastrani. That is practical application. So the teacher should be able to help the students to apply scriptures in their life. Then you feel confidence. Kyare, is not that he speaks Bhagavad Gita, he can also say how I can apply Bhagavad Gita in my current life. Not that he will tell apply Bhagavad Gita after you have retired. Apply Bhagavad Gita when you have left the job. Apply Bhagavad Gita only when you are staying in Calcutta. Apply Bhagavad Gita if you are having a Brahminical job. Apply Bhagavad Gita if you are not working in corporate. Apply Bhagavad Gita if you are a homemaker. Apply Bhagavad Gita if I am as a lady, I am working, then I cannot apply Bhagavad Gita. So he is well versed in practical application. So these are the three things they are speaking about. And why they are speaking about Akhyatani? Because Akhyatani requires practical applications. As Udharan Krishna was telling, realizations, or as Santanu was telling, we have to come down. Come down means actually we need to speak in the way that people can understand. Otherwise, if Adhitani is there, books are there, everyone can read the books. Why need a teacher? Why do I need a teacher? I need a teacher Because I need to know how I can apply the philosophy, how I can become pure on a practical basis in my life. And that's why Dharma Sastrani. Dharma Sastrani is basically practical knowledge, right? How to apply things on practice. Okay. So these are the three things they are talking about finding a competent teacher. Sometimes we think, oh, my teacher is not competent. My teacher is not competent. What? He is not competent. Right? So, or a teacher wants, sometimes people want to become teacher. They should also know कि मेरा 1, 2, 3 है कि नहीं. Like I have seen some people, they are very well versed in philosophy. वो ऐसा श्लोक कोट करेंगे कि there is no, you will not find, अरे क्या पढ़ लिया. And they will be very pure, but they will be very poor in practical application. They will not be able to give practical guidance to people. Their guidance will be very theoretical, in the sense, oh, if the person comes, why, Prabhu, I am not able to chant Hare Krishna. Oh, Prabhu, actually, just take shelter of Krishna, Prabhu. Right? Krishna says that you just take shelter of Krishna. Now, Prabhu, I am going to office, and in office, I am getting very disturbed. And, Arey, Prabhuji, just close your eyes and take shelter of Krishna. Like Draupadi raised his hand, and he will tell the sloka where Draupadi raised the hand. And nothing wrong in it. He is telling about Draupadi only, and he is telling about raising hand only. Perfect philosophy, but impractical. How many of you are able to understand what is, how it's not that we have to be a teacher who is well versed in philosophy and just, putting Draupadi, Just see, Prabhu, is your office more dangerous than the Kuru Sabha where Draupadi was disrobed? Huh? Is your boss working like Dusasan? No, Prabhuji. My boss is not Dusasan. अभी तक मेरा वस्त्र हरण हुआ नहीं है. हो सकता है. Last कभी भी हो सकता है. अभी नहीं हुआ है. And just see, your situation is much better than Draupadi. And what Draupadi did? Raise his hand. Hey Govinda, raise your hand in office. This is called impractical knowledge from the philosophy, right? So now, how many of you feel confidence if your teacher says like this, ki, Arey Prabhuji, what you are talking about? You will feel, Baapre Prabhu, kahan aa gaya main? No? Then someone says ki, Prabhuji, I am feeling little, I'm not feeling energetic and all. Prabhu, energetic you will feel when you stop sense gratification. You see the Goswamis, right? They are not taking anything. Nidra, ahara, vihara, kadi, vijito. They have conquered everything, right? Quoting from them. You have to become like a Goswami. Then only you will feel energetic and enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness. And then what, okay, I have to become a Goswami. Then how to become a Goswami? No. He's telling the right philosophy, but he is not able to tell how the person will apply practically, right? Or sometimes I see people telling, oh Prabhuji, I think you got married, that's why you can't advance in Krishna consciousness. Now to gone. Now what you can do now? It's gone now. You have to wait for Banaprastha. And that's why many people I have seen, you will see in ISKCON, many people would suggest that take an accelerated Banaprastha. How many of you have heard many people saying to people, take an accelerated Banaprastha? Right? I have heard accelerated Banaprastha ले लेना है, किसी तरह पागलों की तरह पैसा कमा के संचय करके रख देना है, 50 में नहीं लेके 40 में Banaprastha ले सकते हैं. Why? Because Grihastha ashram is not suitable for Krishna consciousness. Why we have to take accelerated Banaprastha? Tell me. And then what happens with the accelerated Banaprastha business is who gets difficulty is the kids. They were thinking, Mummy, Papa ne accelerated Banaprastha le liya. Sometimes I think it was good that my parents were not ISKCON devotees. They didn't took accelerated Banaprastha. I could get some emotional support, moral support, some time of my father, mother. Otherwise, I'm sending, where is my father, mother? They are in accelerated Banaprastha mode. Oh, Krishna. I don't know whether all of you are able to understand. So this is called impractical. Banaprastha is important. I'm not denying that Banaprastha is not important. Vairagya is important. And I'm not denying that, someone is at 50, 55 ho gaya, still he's thinking I'll chant 1 round only, 2 round only. He's not chanting 16 rounds. He's not wanting to give up his attachments to the material world. Then we should speak something else to him. But an accelerated Vanaprastha, which people suggest, many places, many temples, there is an approach of accelerated Vanaprastha. And who suffers is the second generation or people who are born from these ISKCON devotees, all our devotees, because they don't get the emotional care, time from the parents. Because if you have to do anything accelerated, how many of you think if you want to do something accelerated, then you are always in the emergency mode? No, धोती उठा के मेरे को अभी पैसा कमाना है, somehow or other, because मेरे को पैसा संचय करना है, वानप्रस्थ लेना है, मेरे गुरुदेव बोले हैं छोड़ो ये सब and वानप्रस्थ लेके intense भक्ति करो. So then this accelerated Vanaprastha mode is called an impractical application to Vanaprastha philosophy. Vanaprastha philosophy is perfect because we have to take Vanaprastha. We cannot say that I'll remain in Grihastha ashram till I am in crutches and like that. So that is another extreme. But practical application is also important. Grihastha ashram has its own ways, how it functions, and it has to function in that way. And if functions in that way, then the wife will be happy, husband will be happy, and the children will be happy, and they will also grow in Krishna consciousness. So this is called philosophy, purity, and practical application. So these are the 3 things that a teacher should have competence upon. And that competence gives confidence on the... How many of you have understood that there are some teachers, they will speak such philosophy and you will be mesmerized by their classes, but you will never want to take guidance from them. Because you are always worried whether I will get a practical guidance or I will get a guidance from Draupadi, like Draupadi. So this is called, one should have all the 3 things. He should have philosophy, he should have purity, and he should have practical application. It's not that only he speaks about practicalities, he doesn't speak about, like the itihasas. Itihasas speak so much of practicality, don't speak about God. That's the problem with itihasas. That's the problem of Mahabharata. Problem of Mahabharata is, it will speak so much about the moral codes of conduct, कैसे धर्म करना है, अधर्म करना है, ये करना है, भगवान है ही नहीं. Right? So it doesn't show about God. Okay? So this is the first thing that is being mentioned, that is the competence of the so then one should understand that even if my teacher is very competent, still I would not like to reveal my heart to him. Why? Even if my teacher is very competent, he is well versed, he is pure, I have no doubt about his purity, I have no doubt about his philosophy, and I have no doubt about how he can give such amazing practical things. But still, I will not be feeling confidence to reveal my heart, because our topic is about revealing heart. Yes, Bihari Govind.
Might have a doubt that will my guru keep it confidential or will he spread?
My guru will he keep confidential, or he will immediately put a YouTube channel and आज की ताजा खबर आज की ताजा खबर आइए. So this is a very nice thing. Yes, good. So we just write. Actually, what is happening is Hindi and English are becoming one. So I need to do something about Hindi and English. Now this is Hindi class. Okay. So even if we have competence, if a teacher has competence, but still we may not have, competence is there, confidence is not there, because the first thing our devotees are telling is Confidentiality is not there. Okay, next. Anyone else? Udharan Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I feel that we might have this apprehension that that person might not be empathetic or compassionate towards if we reveal our.
Yeah, so he may not be compassionate. Yeah, true. Okay, what else?
Prabhuji, could be the fear of being judged.
Yeah, fear of being branded or judged. Yeah, very good point. Fear of being judged. Yes, next.
The attitude of teacher.
What attitude?
Guru attitude means he's not approachable enough.
Oh, he's not accessible only. He's not accessible only. He remains in Vyasasana and he sleeps in Vyasasana. He speaks from Vyasasana. He eats from Vyasasana. He is always in Vyasasana. And he makes his disciple carry the Vyasasana. And he goes around in the Vyasasana. Okay. He's not accessible.
Probably it looks as if he's going to scold. He's angry.
Nah, he's angry. He's angry. Yeah, he's angry. He's going to scold. Okay, these are certain. Yes, Vishnu Priya.
There is no intimacy or interactions.
No intimacy, no relationships. So there is no relationships only. Even if you know that he is a very competent person, if there is no interactions, intimacy, and there is no exchange, loving exchange and everything, so then all these things will happen. Okay, so that's a very nice point. Yes, Salja Mataji.
Prabhuji, like we can think like we are grihastas, we have different type of problem, and he is brahmachari, so he will not be able to understand our problem.
Okay, so there is a practical क्या उसको बोलते हैं practical considerations, and because of practical considerations we may not approach. Okay. Mute. Okay, so he is telling, our Sup Krishna is telling not welcoming, or he is not welcoming means basically he is not entertaining. He doesn't entertain only. So what to? Okay, yes, last, no more. We'll take last Sweta Mata.
It could be personal introvert nature also, na Prabhu?
Okay. Yeah, this could be personal introvert nature. Yeah, personal introvert nature. Okay, Nirakar.
Prabhu, not the pranam. What I feel, it can be also if you don't want to
this is a very nice point. One Haribol for him. Yeah, this is a very nice point. That मैं इतना sacrificing nature है मेरा. I want to be troubled by my mind, but I don't want to trouble my spiritual master. मैं जहर, अपना जहर घुट के पीना चाहता हूँ. ये जो जहर है मैं ही पीऊंगा. मैं क्यों गुरु को पिलाऊं? वो भक्ति कर रहा है, करने दो, आगे बढ़ो. गुरुदेव आगे बढ़ो, भगवत धाम जाओ. आप जाइए, मैं जहर, खुद का जहर मैं पीऊंगा. गलत काम मैंने किया है, मेरे को भुगतना चाहिए. आप क्यों भुगतेंगे? जाओ गुरुदेव. Wow. Actually, many people have come up to me and said, Prabhuji, I don't want to trouble you. That's why I didn't say. I said, Kiri Prabhu, you should tell me. You are telling me after the incident has happened, इतना बड़ा हादसा हुआ, फिर बताएं. Bro, actually, I didn't want to disturb you. Then I say, Prabhu, I am getting more disturbed because you didn't inform me. So in the course of not troubling the Guru, we end up in troubling more the Guru. Right? Sometimes in course of not troubling the Guru, what our Nirakar Prabhu is telling, that we end up in troubling the Guru too much. we should understand that the Guru is concerned about our life more than we can be concerned. That's why he's Guru. So if the Guru, just like parents are more concerned about children than the children are concerned about themselves. So Guru is more than a father and mother. We should have that faith and conviction. So when we tell that Guru, I don't want to trouble the Guru and don't go to the Guru even if he is competent, then what happens? Finally, at the end of the day, you will trouble the Guru more than by not approaching him at the right time, because some things will happen and then the Guru says, now I could have averted this thing. You should all understand this, what I am telling. So that is Graha Chakra. And that is Guru Chakra. So this is Chakra. Any scriptural example of Guru Chakra?
Question nahi samajh mein aaya, Prabhu.
Any example of Guru Chakra?
What do you mean by Guru Chakra?
So Mother Sita, if she would have just maintained the Guru Chakra radius, she would have saved herself from so much of trouble. Huh? So much of trouble. So there is Graha Chakra definitely working on our lives. But there is also, if we allow ourselves to put ourselves in the Guru Chakra, all the Grahas, sab kat jayega. That's why in Bhagavatam it is said, there is a verse, Sarva Deva Mayo Guruhu. The spiritual master is the embodiment of all the demigods, and by taking shelter of him, all the demigods get aligned, so that it helps in your progress in life. So there is Graha Chakras, that they affect our influence, the planets, the influence of the planets. But Guru is the spiritual master of all the planets. And Guru Chakra means if you take shelter of the Guru, just like I gave an example of Lakshman Rekha. If Sita would have just followed the Lakshman Rekha, Lakshman is actually Guru Tattva, then Sita would have saved herself from so many trouble. So similarly, we need to understand that the Guru Chakra in our life, sometimes we may think, oh, why I will tell my Guru to put a chakra? Why I will, if you don't tell Guru to put chakra, then you will become like Sita, and then your Guru has to go to rescue you from Ravan. Right? And then so much of trouble, because the biggest pain that a Guru has is that someone practicing Krishna consciousness and now he is not practicing Krishna consciousness. Someone was chanting 16 rounds, following the 4 regulative principle and got initiated, and now he is breaking the 4 regulative principle. Now he has left Krishna consciousness, left Krishna. This can be the biggest pain that you can give to your Guru. So sometimes in the course of trying to be not giving trouble to Guru, though he is competent, we may not go to the Guru and later on end up giving more trouble to the Guru. And that's why it is better to go to the Guru much before than the situation is much beyond the hands of even the Guru. Like when Sita crossed the Lakshman Rekha, it went beyond the hand of Lakshman. How many of you are able to understand this concept? As soon as the Sita crossed the Lakshman Rekha, it went out of the hand of Lakshman also. So similarly, when you don't go and approach the Guru and thinking that it will be troublesome for the Guru to put the Rekha and tell what is the Rekha and everything, so then you will cross the Rekha and then you will land up into problem, and you will land up the Guru also in problems. So definitely this is called confidence. Okay, and these all things and combined together is called compassion, and they are giving an example of compassion, which we will see. So all these points, whatever say, is basically compassionate nature of the Guru. Like, if the Guru is very compassionate, he will make confidentiality. Why? Because he knows, I should save the face of my disciple, right? And if the Guru is very compassionate, he will not be angry. He will have intimate exchanges. He will be welcoming. He will have practical considerations. He will not think that it's a trouble. बार बार तुम आता रहता है, परेशान करता है. As soon as the Guru says like this, बार बार आके परेशान करता रहता है. So then the disciple think, I think मैं बहुत परेशान कर रहा हूँ. मेरे गुरुदेव को तो बेटर परेशान, मैं खुद ही जहर को घुटता हूँ, पीता हूँ, right? Like that, the disciple may think. So they are giving a very nice example of compassion in their course of telling that how Suta Goswami, you are compassionate. Okay, so we will take this verse. Yani Veda Vidang Sreshto.
Yani Veda Vidam Sreshto.
Bhagavan Badarayanaha.
Bhagavan Badarayanaha.
Anye cha Munayaha Suta.
Anye cha Munayaha Suta.
Parabara Vido Viduhu.
Parabara Vido Viduhu.
Okay, translation. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Suta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Okay, so he is telling that Yani Veda Vidam Sreshto, you are not just Veda Vidam Sreshto, you are not just competent, you are Bhagavan Badarayana. Badarayana, matlab you are connected with Badarayani, that is Vyasadeva. What is special about Vyasadeva is Vyasadev's compassion. Now, Vyasadeva was so compassionate so the second principle is about compassion. And they are talking about Vyasadev's compassion. So Vyasadeva is so compassionate, he was thinking about those people who are not interested about God and how to make them develop interest in God. That's why he made the other Puranas, he started writing in such a way, the Mahabharata, Itihasas, in such a way that people develop slowly a connection with God. You see how Mahabharata is designed. If one reads Mahabharata from a right source and understands Mahabharata, he will definitely understand Krishna is God. It's designed in such a way there is so much of sensation, there is politics, there is a lady getting disrobed, and so much of sensation is there, gambling match. All people are interested in that only, na? What people are interested in this world? They're interested in intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling, and meat eating, right? And Mahabharata speaks about all the four things. There is illicit sex, of how illicit activities, of how Draupadi was disrobed and this and that, and how Kichak, he was trying to do something with Draupadi. So there is illicit sex, there is gambling, definitely. There is intoxication sufficiently in Mahabharata mentioned, and there is also meat eating mentioned. And then Vyasadeva shows these examples, and at the end he shows Krishna, telling that these people who are interested in these four activities, they would like to read Mahabharata because they will get a very good sensational feeling because they are attached to all these things. And through that he was so compassionate. He was not telling, oh, you eat meat, you are intoxicated, you are doing gambling, get out here. I will not show compassion to you. But he was so compassionate on this and created this. So second principle is compassion. Compassion is a very essential principle. And you know what is definition of compassion? I want to help you in whatever state you are in. Right? So if the student understands, okay, I am in this state, but I have confidence that my Guru will help me and he will not reject me just because I am in this state. Right? So that brings a feeling of compassion and feeling of security. Compassion brings security. Okay? Next. Okay. Next is called connection of the teacher with their teachers. So one may be very compassionate, one may be very competent, but he is not connected with the Guru Parampara. That means it is dangerous to develop confidence in him, or you may land up into problem by connecting with him. Okay? Bethatvam saumya tatsarvam. Bethatvam saumya tatsarvam. Tattvatastad anugrahat. Bruhya snigdhasya sisyasya. Gurovo guhyam apyuta. Okay, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. And because you are submissive to your spiritual masters, have endowed you with all favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. So he's talking about his connection, Sutta Goswami's connection with his spiritual master. Purport. The secret of success in spiritual life is in satisfying the spiritual master and thereby getting his sincere blessings. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has sung in his famous 8 stanzas on the spiritual master as follows. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Only by his satisfaction can one please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and when he is dissatisfied, there is only havoc on the path of spiritual realization. It is essential, therefore, that a disciple be very much obedient and submissive to the bona fide spiritual master. Srila Sutta Goswami fulfilled all these qualifications as a disciple, and therefore he was endowed with all favors by his learned and self-realized spiritual master, such as Srila Vyasdev and others. The sages of Naimisharanya were confident that Srila Sutta Goswami was bona fide, and therefore they were anxious to hear from him. So here Srila Prabhupada also uses the word confident. So from there, this confident word, I designed the entire seminar on confidence. Right? So the sages of Naimisharanya were confident that Srila Sutta Goswami was bona fide. And how he was bona fide? There were these 3 qualities what we discussed today. The competence, the compassion, and also the connections with the spiritual masters. Therefore, they were anxious to hear from him. Okay? So, there are certain things about connection with the spiritual master and all those things that we will give in the assignment. One assignment we have given, another assignment will be on this section. What is the section? On this entire section of this entire section. Teacher-student relationship. There will be, the second assignment will be teacher-student relationship. Teacher and student, whatever we discussed will be an assignment. In that we will, you will have to discuss more elaborately on this subject matter. So we have discussed sufficiently. Remaining things you will have to go through in the assignments only. Okay, but connection is very essential, and that brings out a confidence. If my guru has no guru and is not interacting with his gurus, then it is little dangerous. Srila Prabhupada, there was one person, very famous person, he wrote a book, right, that how gurus are not required. And the disciples brought that book to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said, he has become a guru to tell that gurus are not required. And just see why we will follow such a person. Nonsense. And in that book he writes, and then Srila Prabhupada laughingly says, and if you read that book, in that book he writes that books will not be required. Then why we will purchase your book? Right? Why will purchase your book? So in that way, the gurus, everyone wants to be a guru, but no one wants to be a sisya. How many of you think becoming a guru is a very, ego sensitive, titillating affair? It's a very ego, that's why everyone wants to be a guru, everyone wants to be a teacher. But you need to understand, you are qualified to be a teacher only when you are a qualified disciple. You need to first follow, then you can ask your disciples to follow you. Like there is a famous example of a lady going to, I don't know how many of you know the story. The lady goes to a sage and with her son, and the sage, this lady takes the son and says that, my dear sage, you tell my son not to take so much of chocolates and sweets and everything. He's taking a lot of sweets and chocolates and everything. So I want you to tell him. And the sage says, okay, you come on next week, I'll tell. And the lady takes the son back and comes again next week. And then the sage says, you see, chocolates are very dangerous, sweets are very dangerous, they're not good for health and all those things. It should be taken in limited quantity. Sabji should be taken like sabji, rice should be taken like rice, chutney should be taken like chutney, sweet should be taken like sweet, right? Then adequate nourishment the body gets. And the child understood what has to be taken, and the child followed. And then the lady, after next week, the third week, came and reported, sage, that it was very good, you told, and my son has been transformed by your influence. And the lady said, but one thing is that, if you, why did you took 1 week to tell? The sage said, yeah, I have been taking so much of sweets and I understood that if I start instructing without following myself, then my instructions will have no power. So then that's why I thought that you come next week and I will first follow, and then. So similarly, we want to become teacher, we want to instruct, then it is also important that we follow, and we humbly follow, right? And if we humbly follow the instructions of the teacher, even if it is painful, even if it is not, it may be a little difficult and all. So when the student sees that connection with the spiritual master, yes, this person is ready to follow, even though it is becoming difficult for him, he is ready to follow, then he also develops confidence that yes, I should be also ready to follow my spiritual master, even if it is becoming a little difficult. Understand, the teacher-student relationship is not a Valentine relationship. It's not a romantic relationship, right? It is going to be a painful relationship at some point of time. It also will have its good exchanges and all. But one takes a teacher not to have a romance. One takes a teacher to have discipline. That's why the person is disciple, right? Why a person takes a teacher? Why a person chooses a guru? That yes, I cannot control my mind and senses. My guru will help me to control my mind and senses. And that process of control of mind and senses is a painful process. So that's why that how we can get confidence is that guru also should have guru, right? And that's what they're telling, that you are not just guru, but you also have a guru and you have followed them. Snigdhasya sisyasya, you have become a very gentle disciple. You have got their blessings, and that's why we want to follow it. Okay? Hare Krishna. So, yes, any questions? Okay, yes, Poonam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dandabad.
Prabhuji, like you mentioned about the Goswami, that if you want to be energetic in something, then you have to maintain a certain order of life. That was very inspiring. Because when I was aspiring to be yoga teacher, so I used to feel very energetic. The whole morning program was designed such a. But here I'm not able to follow the morning. And for Sahash also I want that. If I do it, then he also will. So how to do it in Grahastha? That
Yeah,
time
so
I was not Grahastha, I was bachelor.
So you need to understand that sometimes we think first thing you all as grihasthas and all brahmacharis or anyone have to do is that have a light dinner. If you take a heavy dinner at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you don't expect that you will be able to get up early in the morning, and you will don't expect that you will be very energetic in the morning. So you have to take a light dinner which is much earlier than the regular phase, right? 2 hours before. If you are sleeping at 11 and you should take by 8:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. As soon as you come back from the office, immediately the first thing is dinner, and it should be very light, right? So then morning you will feel energetic. If the dinner is heavy and the dinner contains heavy items, so it's not going to be energetic at all. Second thing is that we eat a lot actually. We don't require so much of food in our life. Most of the problem happens to eat a lot. In brahmachari ashram, there is so much of diseases because brahmacharis eat a lot. Their intake is much beyond what their physical labor is. One brahmachari, I see so big plate of pasta, and I wonder why he needs so much of pasta. Boom, 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 boom. Like, now I don't want to offend them, but on a very practical thing, they don't need so much of pasta. And the pasta has so much of butter, the pasta has so much of paneer, the pasta has so much of, and boom, 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 2 plates, 3 plates the brahmachari has taken, right? And then it's clean bowled after the breakfast, fully in the Sayan mode, in Mahavishnu position without a Lakshmi. So fully sleeping, and then you'll get up at 12 o'clock, noon or 1 o'clock and take bath. So similarly, we need to reduce our intake. We need to understand that beyond certain, beyond 2 rotis, based on our physical level, 2 roti, 3 rotis maximum. Beyond that, if you take, you are going to, you should have a current account. Many people have savings account in their body. Difference between current and savings. How many of you are understanding the concept? That's called current account and that is called savings account. Many eat in such a way that at least for 1 week they will not going to eat only. खा लो और फिर सेविंग करके रख लो, and then धीरे धीरे एक हफ्ता में उसको कम करो. No, we should have current account. If we are eating 3 times a day, we should only eat for 3 hours. 3 घंटा में फिर से भूख लगने के लिए कितना चाहिए मेरे को 2 रोटी चाहिए, फिर 1 रोटी चाहिए, बस. That much we need. This is called current account business. So now when we are doing so much of savings, the body also will have to save. How the body will save? Because our body is designed by our mind. Mind mein if we are thinking that I need to have a savings account, then the body. Now so many people may say, why Sri Nitai das fat nahi ho raha? Because my mind mein main current account mein chalta hu. So understand, the mind designs the body, not the body designs the mind. Now kitna bhi ho jaye main mota nahi hoga, because in my mind I am always concerned कि मेरा करंट अकाउंट चलना चाहिए, अदरवाइज शरीर को उठाने के लिए मेरा शक्ति चला जाएगा. I should not utilize too much of energy to raise my body. So many people become fat and lazy and lethargic because they are in their mind, they are thinking too much about savings. फ्यूचर में क्या होगा, मेरा नरिशमेंट होना चाहिए. अरे 3 घंटा में पहली आप खाने वाले हैं, 3 घंटा का नरिशमेंट का सोचिए. जस्ट थिंक अबाउट 3 घंटा के लिए कितना खाना है, एंड अगर 6 घंटा के बाद खाएंगे, कितना 6 घंटा के बाद भूख लगेगा, क्या खाना है. Otherwise the stomach is thinking, my goodness, bucks do, and because the tongue is getting lot of happiness, just putting pim, and then clean bold. And forget about Goswamis. I am talking about practical thing which even these Sattvic movement fellows and all these naturopathy fellows will also say to use the same thing. I'm not talking about Goswamis. First we become, now we are in Godas, right? Completely, we are not even concerned about our stomach. So we should have a mental setup that I will take current account instead of thinking that I will eat so much that I will save. And once you think that I will eat, मैं पतला होते जा रहा हूँ, मेरे को और खाना पड़ेगा, तो आप फिर मोटा हो जाएंगे. Don't worry about patla, worry about energy. Like, recently Radheshyam Prabhu was asking in the meeting, ki Sri Nitai, tum kaisa hai abhi? Now, I said, ki Prabhu, things are improving. Now, almost my Mangal Aarti going in the night, I used to get a lot of stomach pain. Stomach pain in the night has completely disappeared. And then 50% Mangal Aarti se abhi now 98% Mangal Aarti mein pahunch gaya hu main attendance. So Radheshyam Prabhu was very happy. Are you all, And then he said, how it happened? I said, I don't know how it happened. Some folk jo bhi hai. But then the washrooms in the daytime, 3 to 4 times and all, that is fine. Things are not getting digested like other people digest the things. But I am feeling energetic. Then Radheshyam was telling, I want to see you a little fatter, Sri Nitai. A little fatter. I said, I don't think, Prabhuji, I'll become fat. This life to nahi hoga, maybe next life. If at all I come, I will become fat. But the point is not about fat or thin, it's about how you are feeling energetic. And you will feel energetic only when you will maintain a current account status in your mind frame. Our mental frame should have a current account status. कि ठीक है, मैं अभी 3 घंटा के बाद खाऊंगा, 4 घंटा के बाद खाऊंगा, उसके लिए कितना खाना है, थोड़ा सा खाना है, एंड शरीर को मिल गया उतना nourishment, and शरीर goes. And don't worry, even Sri Nitai Das, who is thin, even if I fast, मैं minimum 15 दिन जिंदा रहूंगा मरने से पहले. ये मेरा शरीर का कहना मैं बता रहा हूँ. और आप सब जिसके पास बहुत सारा मांस दिख रहा है ना, 1 महीना आप जीने वाले हैं, मरेंगे नहीं. कोई नहीं मरने वाला है. ये मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं ऐसे पतला हूँ, मैं 15 दिन जी जाऊंगा बिना खाने का, कुछ नहीं होगा, मरूंगा नहीं. अरे if you study our body, it has developed such adaptation. It has such adaptation nature. Body is so adapted that it can adapt to any situation. And only when there is extreme situation, there is death. इतना आसानी से कोई मरता नहीं है, So, or the way we eat, and big tummy, big this and that, and so much of energy goes in just lifting the body only. I have seen people खड़े होने के लिए इतना समय लगता है, हाँ? And then बैठने के लिए इतना समय. Why? Because we are so much in savings mode. We should immediately come. Our mind will design the body, right? Not that thin people are active, but those who are thinking mentally active are thin. Not that, I'll repeat again, not that thin people are active. Those who are thinking within that I need to be active, they become automatically thin. So that's why our mental tendencies create our body. Subtle body creates gross body, not gross body creates. So what you are talking about, I want to be a Goswami, this and that, you are talking about reforming your gross body to take, so that your subtle body, you're energetic in the mind. No, I am telling the opposite way. You become energetic in the mind, get into a current account system, you will see your gross body automatically will become like that. Automatically it will become like that. You are able to understand. And another way is forceful. Daba ke, gala daba ke, like the other people, the yoga people, they do, नहीं खाना नहीं खाना नहीं खाना नहीं. अरे ऐसा नहीं होगा, उसको मन में खाना 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 है, खाना नहीं खाना नहीं खाना नहीं. That doesn't work. So inside we should have a mental frame that हमको इतना खाना जरूरत नहीं है. We should have small intakes and that much intake which is required for that 2-3 hours. And you will see any good doctor, if you go to a dietitian, he will say take small meals at regular intervals. They will say like that. Okay? But we take bigger meals, right? And we skip the intervals. And that is very dangerous. We take bigger meals. Oh, I see brahmacharis. Oh, खा लिया ब्रेकफास्ट में, रात तक तो भूख नहीं लग रहा है. कैसे लगेगा? कैसे लगेगा भूख? बोलो. हाँ? कैसे लगेगा? ऐसे कोई खाता है? हाँ? गाय की तरह खा लिया और दिन भर पेट ऐसे फूल गया. And then they get so much of diseases, right? Okay. Okay. Yes. Poonam Mata, does it answer your question? Sorry, I made it very graphic. Okay. Yes. Hare Krishna. What did you understand from the answer?
From the mind, we have to think that we will not become weak, we will not die, and we need only for this 3 hours. Whatever is required.
Yes. One biscuit once in 3 hours is sufficient. That means sufficient, I am telling. One biscuit once in 3 hours is sufficient. But we take so much and then we land up into problem. Okay, take care. Yes, Vishnu Priya.
Prabhuji, one related thing.
Yes, please tell. Side talk.
Like
Side talks by Kushal Bihari Das.
Just actually one thing that like mothers would think in one day we'll make our child fat. So if I would go from college and then mother would try to give as much as possible so that one day only I'll become fat. So similarly in Grihastha Ashram also sometimes wives think that my husband is not taking his
now this is a secret thing why Sri Nitai Das is not becoming fat. I didn't say this to Radheshyam Prabhu. Next meeting, I will tell that these are side talks by Kushal Bihari Das. Amazing. Since I am not married, I don't know what happens there on him. Good. Okay, I want to remain thin only. That's what one becomes fat. Okay, please continue.
But why I'm telling is that you have to tell the Matajis here that sometimes Prabhupajis want to do fast on that they want to just remain thin or they want to take care of their health. Doesn't mean they will become malnourished and die.
Yeah, so that's what I told, 15 days it will take for Sri Nitai Das to die if he doesn't take food. And then all of you can understand your status. So that's why I'm telling they will not die. And sometimes we overfeed our husbands, overfeed our wives, overfeed our children. And that is very dangerous. I saw my father, you know what? My uncles, my father's mother, my mother used to tell, he used to make 7 kilos of atta and roti for my uncles and my father. And my father, in his age as 30, 35 like that, 30, when my father's mother used to, as a sasuma, instruct my mother as Bahurani, कि रोटी गिन के खिलाना नहीं मेरे पापा को, रोटी ऐसे देना चाहिए stack से. And you will not imagine, you will not believe, my father used to take rotis in stack. ऐसे एक stack गया, गिनने से तबीयत खराब हो जाएगा. And then my father used to tell, now after 5 years, then my father shifted from Puri to Bhubaneswar, and immediately the first thing my father did was, now वो मम्मी का रडार से my father did what, इतना stack से फिर से तुरंत गिन के 5, 4, 2, and my father used to take 2 rotis, and my father was alive. And then my father used to tell कि इतना रोटी खा के क्या होता था, स्टूल का वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाता था और कुछ नहीं. That is the only, the body is designed in such a way, जो जरूरत है रखेगा, जो जरूरत नहीं है निकाल देगा. The only good thing that you will do by eating a bigger stack of roti is that you will give more better facility for the hogs to eat your own stool. No, nothing else. Sorry to be more graphic. It's becoming more graphic now, but point is, my same father, they used to take stacks of rotis, stacks. and they were easily surviving. I have seen my father in his middle age that he used to take 2 rotis, and my mother used to tell Puri mein my sasu ma, my dadi ji स्टैक में खिलाना है. My father कैसे खा लेते थे इससे, और खा लिया और क्या करेगा, वो कुछ नहीं, बेटा रहेगा, इतना रोटी खाएगा, क्या करेगा. So in that way, we don't need so much of roti, so much of rice, so much of sabji, and we need to really find out. And you need to study. All the ladies, they need to study how much calories are required, how much things are required. Some people eat so much of dry fruits. I see, we need only 2-3 dry fruits. That's it. How much I eat? 4 almonds, 1 anjeer, 1 dates. That's it. Not that, dry fruits बहुत खा लूंगा, पूरा ताकत हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं है. We need food for becoming energetic. Right? Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes. Thank you, Kushal Bihari Prabhu, for your side talk. Yes, Vishnu Priya.
Prabhuji, in the Bhagavad translation, there was the term sincere blessings of the Guru.
Yeah.
Something more about sincere blessings?
Yeah, so sincere blessings is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada. Sincere blessings is that when a guru sees that the disciple is following these 4 things, he is respecting, he is giving due respect to him, to his god brothers, to his superiors, and he has a lot of respect in external and internal respect. And second, he is considering him as the representative of the Paramatma, and is ready to follow the instructions. He is recording the instructions and reporting back, oh Prabhu, you told me this, and oh Gurudev, you told me this, I followed, but I failed. Can you tell me what more I have to do so that I can follow? So when the disciple does these 4 things, then automatically from the heart, the Guru gives sincere blessings. Sincere blessings is heartfelt blessings. Means it's not that the disciple asks, Gurudev kripa karo, Gurudev kripa karo, Gurudev kripa karo, Gurudev kripa karo, Gurudev kripa karo. Not like that. So the disciple follows these 4 things and gets the natural blessings. And that's why the disciple here, it is said what? Snigdhasya sisya. He is a snigdha sisya. You see the mention? Snigdha sisya. So what is meaning of snigdha sisya? Is that he follows these 4 items that we discussed last class elaborately. He respects, he considers Guru as representative, he doesn't become too over familiar with the Guru, and he records the instructions, he reports back whatever he recorded and how much he followed. Okay? Is clear? Yeah, okay, yes. Udharan Krishna Prabhu. You have some other question? So Udharan Krishna Prabhu, and then Asit Prabhu, then Syam Prabhu, then.
As part of mentioned about how one.
Your sound is also becoming like Kushal Bihari Prabhu before. Okay. Perfect. So you tell what you did. You tell what you did to Kushal Bihari Prabhu. You did something technical.
I changed the microphone.
Good. Yes, please tell.
Prabhu, as part of confidence, you mentioned about purity. So how to check the purity of teacher?
How to?
Check the purity. So philosophy is fine, practical application is fine, but purity we didn't discuss.
So there are certain parameters to check the purity. It's a good question. For the first question of checking purity of the spiritual master, following of the 4 regulative principles, right? Srila Prabhupada mentions that the spiritual masters who follow the 4 regulative principles. Second thing is that purity about dealings with wealth and women. So spiritual master should be very careful if he is because it's not necessary the spiritual master has to be a male. The spiritual master can be a female also. So the dealings with opposite gender, I will reframe my statement, dealings with opposite gender and dealings with wealth. The spiritual master should be very, very transparent in dealings with wealth. If some wealth he has got, so someone asks, ye paisa kahan gaya? immediately he should have record that yes, this paisa ऐसे खर्चा हुआ है, कौन सा पैसा कैसे जा रहा है, क्या आ रहा है. Anyone wants to ask that, so it should be completely transparent, right? So as far as dealings with wealth and dealings with opposite gender is concerned, we should be completely transparent, not some hanky-panky business and all. So that this is the second thing that we should look for purity in a spiritual master, that as far as dealings with the opposite gender, because a spiritual master can be a female also. Females also can be very spiritual masters. So then they should be careful about their dealings with male. And the male spiritual master should be careful of the dealings with the female. So they should be very, very transparent in their dealings with opposite gender, and they should be very transparent in dealings with the wealth. Okay, and the third thing is that the spiritual master should be pure in the sense that the spiritual master should not take undue advantage of his position as spiritual master to exploit the disciple. In the sense that the spiritual master should be pure enough that, okay, I get some disciples to get some things, I have some things to do, that's why I need disciples. You understanding? I have some things to achieve, some agendas to be achieved in my life. So if you have some personal agendas to achieve in life, so you do it personally, right? It is your personal agenda. But if the pure spiritual master understands that, yes, I have certain disciples, and they, like for example, I'll give an example so that you understand. A disciple is there of XYZ spiritual master, ABC disciple is there. So that disciple has difficulty in dealing with wealth, and the spiritual master wants a lot of funds for the project to happen. And the spiritual master, the disciple has several times told the spiritual master कि महाराज कि मेरे को धन से बहुत डेंजर होता है, धन मैं देखता हूँ तो मेरे को चोरी करने का मन होता है, because ये मेरा पूर्व अभ्यास है, it's my previous habit. If I see a lot of wealth, then I cannot control. I will do little hanky-panky business and all. But if you don't give me wealth, don't give me handling wealth, I have no problem. Similarly, a disciple may say, oh Gurudev, I have a little bit dealing problem with opposite gender. You give me same gender, any people, I can talk with them, interact with them, give them classes. But as soon as the opposite gender comes, मेरा थोड़ा कुछ गड़बड़ होने लग जाता है, and I cannot control myself. Now the spiritual master wants to raise funds, and he says, nahi, are, my goal is to raise funds. My spiritual master has told that we have to raise funds, and you are my disciple, you have to follow me. Then you will not, this spiritual master is not pure. You are understanding? What did you understand from the example? So purity also means, in the third category, third thing I said, is that the spiritual master should not take undue advantage of the disciple to fulfill his own personal agendas. Yes, if it is fulfilled, very nice, because ultimately the agenda of the spiritual master is the agenda of Krishna also. Right? The spiritual master will not engage his disciples in wrong things, but sometimes it may be right in generic sense, but it may be wrong in a specific sense. Like for example, collecting funds or for the project may be very right in a generic sense. Correct, sir? हम मंदिर के लिए पैसा निकाल रहे हैं. But if the disciple says, Maharaj, no, I have problem with funds, I cannot handle wealth. So then the Maharaj has to give him some other service. But Maharaj says, my Maharaj, my Gurudev has given me this service. You are my disciple. You have to follow me. So then there is lack of purity. And the fourth thing is that Kanaka Kamini Pratishtha. The spiritual master should not be attached to his position or pratishtha. Sometimes the disciple should understand that if the disciple sees that the spiritual master is too attached to his pratishtha and position, how people are glorifying him, appreciating him, and how so then that is not right. We should not be attached to Kanaka, Kamini and Pratishtha. So purity means to be not attached, to be careful in dealing with Kanaka, Kamini and Pratishtha. So what I said, I explained. So purity means, the first principle of purity is that we should be very vigilant in dealing with opposite gender, and dealing with wealth. What else I said? The first thing? And following the 4 regulative principles, that what Srila Prabhupada mentions. The third thing is that dealing with pratishtha. And the spiritual master should not be too attached to his distinction. Yes, some pratishtha is required. Imagine the spiritual master has no pratishtha, then he cannot instruct his disciple. A certain pratishtha is required. Otherwise, if there is no position, higher position for the spiritual master given, but the spiritual master is not hankering for that higher position. He is like a normal human being. He says, okay, this is also a service. No, if I am given a sweeping service, I will do the sweeping service. If I am given a guru service, I will do a guru service. Nothing that I can. The spiritual master should not consider that guru service is a better service than sweeping service. Right? And the last thing I said about is not taking advantage, undue advantage of the disciples, or not exploiting the disciples, understanding that the disciples will have their limitations and all, do something, and not using the disciples for doing their fulfilling your personal agendas. Okay? Yes, is this clear? Or you have some other points? Okay, so thank you. Actually, I was supposed to tell these things, but good that you asked the question. Yes, our Sam Narayan Prabhu and Ashit and Vikram. Oh, yes.
Hare Krishna, Pranam. Prabhuji, you said that we should not shy away from putting our difficulties in life to our present it to our Guru. It might lead to bigger problems later on. So, where and when to draw the line, Prabhuji, that this problem might be very, very small for me. I don't know that it will become bigger later on. So when can I draw the line that I should tell my Guru this problem or not?
So in the beginning, first 5 years of Krishna consciousness, we should make a blanket rule, reveal everything. After 5 years of Krishna consciousness, you will get sufficiently seasoned about what is right, what is wrong. Just like, for example, there is ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT, first you have to give him all data. First feed all data, and based on the data, slowly it gets trained, and then it starts giving right answer to the prompts, correct? You know how the training happens. So similarly, in the beginning of Krishna consciousness, you will not be able to understand the line only. You will not be able to draw the line only. So that's why the blanket rule for the first 3, 4, 5 years, formative years of Krishna consciousness, reveal everything. Tell everything. And then after 5 years, you will see you will become more mature, because of last 5 years you have taken such guidance for everything. Then you will be able to understand कि इस situation में मेरे गुरु क्या बोलेंगे मेरे को. And then you can think about, okay, ठीक है, certain these are all small issues, because first you need to have maturity. कौन सा small है, कौन सा बड़ा है, वही नहीं है. Just like you were telling, I don't know future में क्या होगा. So better is blanket rule is first 5 years you should have intense association with Guru. ठीक है, जो भी है छोटा चीज पूछ के करो, तो so that you are very clear कि, and after 5 years you will see slowly the spiritual master will only understand कि इसका हो गया अभी. Now he is a seasoned player in devotional service. भक्ति में वो seasoned हो गया है. Now he is able to understand. He has got that maturity to understand ये सही है, ये गलत है, and all this. He is able to himself make right decisions and all. And then after 16 years, praptesu sodosa varsa putra mitra vadachret. After 16 years, 15, 16 years, almost 10, more than 10 years of chanting 16 rounds, and then a person becomes very seasoned player. He himself is able to take the right decision. And if he is not ready to not taking the right decision, the spiritual master should intervene. If Prabhuji, I think something is going wrong in your life, right? But first 5 years we should be closing our eyes as a blanket rule. Don't apply your mind and intelligence right now. We will tell people should use their mind and intelligence after 5 years. 5 साल 16 माला कर लो, उसके बाद दिमाग लगाओ. उसके तक better surrender to a person, and उसके दिमाग से आप चलो. तो उससे पता चलेगा रास्ता क्या है सही, रास्ता क्या है गलत. उससे पता चलेगा चलना कितना स्पीड है, कब कहाँ पे रुकना है, कहाँ पे चलना है, सब आपको पता चल जाएगा. मतलब पूरा रोड पता चल जाएगा. जैसे होता है ना ड्राइविंग, कैसे ड्राइविंग सीखते हैं, और एक ड्राइवर बैठा रहता है, उसको सिखाता रहता है. फिर उसके बाद एक बार आप सीख गए तो पता चल गया इस जगह इधर ब्रेक मारना है, ऐसे करना है, इधर ये स्पीड में जाना है, ये स्पीड के बाद गियर चेंज करना है. सो लाइक दैट. यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, Vikram Prabhu, then Asit Prabhu, then Vikram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dandabad.
Prabhuji, one question. Prabhuji, I know my spiritual master is, I know everything regarding my spiritual master. Like, he's best in education, he's proper, everything, and his character is very good, everything is good, and he is also guiding very nicely everything. And little bit I to know what is Guru Chakra, but after knowing all the things, I'm not going that level that I have to deal with my Guru in this level. If not, what is the procedure?
Yeah, so what is the procedure is that so you need to associate with those people who are taking Guru in that way. So there are already people who have got into the Guru Chakra. So we have to associate with them so that we understand. Let's say, for example, even after attending so many classes of Srila Prabhupada, keep muted so that there is no... So even after understanding, attending classes about, keep muted. So even after attending so many classes and coming in touch with Srila Prabhupada, if I am not developing faith in Srila Prabhupada, then it is important that I should try to associate with some disciples of Srila Prabhupada who have got transformed by association of Srila Prabhupada, correct? Who can help me glorify Srila Prabhupada and their Srila Prabhupada's contribution in their personal life, and who have interacted with Srila Prabhupada very closely. And by that interactions with those disciples, I will get a trust on Srila Prabhupada. Are you getting what I am telling? Right now, I am not able to develop faith on Srila Prabhupada. I have faith on Srila Prabhupada, but I am not able to take guidance from the books of Srila Prabhupada. I am not able to read Srila Prabhupada's books. But then I will find out some person who is glorifying Srila Prabhupada's books. Then what will happen? By associating with that person, I will also develop a practical way to start reading Srila Prabhupada's books. So similarly, if I am not able to develop that, so I need to associate with those people who have developed that, who have got a close relationship, and ask them, how did you develop a close relationship? Or you may have some fears. You know, if I develop a close relationship, बहुत डांट पड़ेगा, and मैं digest नहीं कर पाता हूँ डांट. So कैसे तुम digest करता है डांट? So we may have some fears and apprehensions, right? So then, and in that close relationship, we can find out how it is happening. Like for example, if I have to develop some relationship with my Guru, right? And then I am little hesitant to develop a close relationship, then find out someone who has good relationship with my Guru. And then ask, I am trying to develop, but I have these fears and apprehensions and all these things. That fear factor is there to reveal my heart and everything. So how do you deal, how you are able to reveal and everything? Can you give me some suggestions? So he will give you some suggestions. And by his association, we get help. You are understanding? Right? So what I am telling is that the Guru is there, and then the sadhus are there. Sadhus will help us to surrender to Guru. Right? Okay? Is it clear? Yes. Vikram Prabhu and then Shama Priya.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhanwad.
Yes, Dandabad.
Prabhu, actually I am having two questions. One question is already been asked by Sham and Prabhu, how to draw the line, I think. The second question is, I think, how to come after our own purity. Madam, I think we are not too pure, I think, to talk to the Guru, and sometimes we are in our own, that is aroma. How to, I think, ask these questions. So the problem is that we are not so pure, right? And we admit that, right? While I think going to the Guru, he is a pure soul. So how to come up with that hesitations, right? So reveal everything to the Guru and I think take forward his guidance.
So we need to understand one thing, that Guru is supposed to make us pure. Like a mother, is going to make us, a boy or a son is having a lot of stool in here, and and he has urinated in his underwears only, and the stool is lying, urine is lying, and all those things, and then the child is like crying and all, and then the mother takes the child, prepares very nicely the child, and presents it to father. So the Guru takes that role. Father is actually our Krishna, right? And Guru is like a mother. So if we think that I have stool, I have urine, and what the Guru, he is a pure soul. If the child thinks, oh, I have stool and all, how I can approach my mother? I will contaminate the mother. So then it will not solve the purpose. We take a Guru to clean ourselves only. And the Guru thinks, "Arey, stool leke aa gaya, badbu maar raha hai, badbu maar raha hai, badbu maar raha hai," then he is not a right Guru. And if the disciple thinks, "Oh, mera stool laga hua hai, saaf kaise karenge?" So the point is, the relationship between Guru and disciple is that only. If we are pure, then we don't need a Guru. Or we may need a Guru in a different capacity, not in this capacity. We may, when we become completely pure, then also we need a Guru. It's not that we don't need a Guru. We need a Guru in a different capacity, right? So the point is, we should understand that Guru is like a mother. He cleans the child from the stool and urine, and the child is it's like stinking, and prepares the child, decorates the child, put a tippa, and takes it to father. And the father says, "Oh, my dear wife, so beautifully you have decorated my son." So similarly, what is the happiness of the Guru? The happiness of the Guru is that he takes the conditioned soul, stinking with all anarthas and everything, cleans the conditioned soul, shapes it nice, and never claims proprietorship on the conditioned souls. He says, "Oh, this is Krishna's property. I am just on behalf of Krishna, making it pure enough, nicely decorating it, and then I will present it to Krishna. Oh Krishna, your soul only. Now he is fit to associate with you. Now he is fit for Ras Leela." And oh no, Ras Leela mein ek gopi aayi nahi aaj. One gopi was required. Circle khatam nahi ho raha tha. One gopi ka pareshani ho gaya, ghar mein ruk gayi wo. And Krishna will be so happy. So the Guru's role is like that. The Guru takes, and the Krishna will, just like the father is happy with the husband is happy with the wife. Similarly, the Guru considers that Krishna is my actually husband. I am like wife of Krishna, and the wife's duty is to take the sons of Krishna back to Krishna, right? So in that way, the relationship between Guru and Krishna is like that, and the Guru sees the other disciples and conditioned souls as like sons of Krishna, daughters of Krishna, and they are having stool and urine stuck in their bodies in different parts. And usko saaf karke, decorate karke, cosmetic laga ke, kajal laga ke, take it to Krishna and show them, "Krishna, your son in renovated form." Huh? Okay. Polished. Polished using different cosmetics and shining like anything, And you see how Srila Prabhupada, he took such hippie-like sons of Krishna and started making them shine as soon as they came in touch with Srila Prabhupada, because of his purity. Immediately they started shining and chak like Vaikuntha Dutas. And how Krishna would be happy? And what not they were doing? They were engaged in illicit sex. They were coming with their live-in partners to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada got them married. And then they were becoming chak brilliantly. And then Srila Prabhupada said, "Krishna, your son only." Srila Prabhupada never took any proprietorship on his disciples. He said, "Oh, you are all children of Krishna. And I am just a Maya medium, come from representative of Krishna just to polish you, shape you, so that you are presentable in front of the Lord." Now if the disciple thinks, "Oh, you are neither presentable in front of Lord and you think you are not presentable in front of Guru," then what is the hope of the conditioned soul? So if the son thinks, the child thinks, "अरे मेरा स्टूल लगा हुआ है, मदर के पास भी नहीं जा सकता हूँ, फादर के पास तो जा ही नहीं सकता है, मदर के पास भी नहीं जा सकता हूँ," then who will clean the son? Right? So the guru who are all taking roles of guru should not get disgusted with the anarthas of the children. Their main role is to clean the anarthas. Just like a mother is mother, like what happened was one child came and one lady had a son, उसका 2-3 महीना हो गया, 1 महीना 2 महीना कुछ हो गया, and वो मेरे से मिलने आए कि फोटो खींचने के लिए, एंड प्रभु जी थोड़ा ब्लेसिंग्स देंगे. तो आई टुक दैट चाइल्ड एंड देन फोटो खींच रहे थे. आई वाज हेजिटेंट टू टेक द चाइल्ड because the child was very small and my hands are very hard and I was feeling that कुछ लग जाएगा, क्या हो जाएगा, गिर जाएगा, मेरे को आदत नहीं है child बच्चा पकड़ने का. So नहीं, Mataji was telling and Mataji was getting sentimental and you know how the ladies are, they get sentimental. So फिर मैं पकड़ा and फिर फोटो पता नहीं लाइट देख के या क्या हुआ, कुछ करके निकला, फिर सुसु करने लग गया एंड पूरा मेरा उतरी. एंड दैट लेडी वाज फीलिंग ओ प्रभु जी, एंड वो उठा ली लेडी, एंड जब उठाई वो चल रहा था, उसका पूरा स्ट्रीम चल रहा था एंड वो पूरा लेडी का ब्लाउज एंड साड़ी पूरा भीग गया. एंड आई वाज फीलिंग नाउ वेरी वेरी एम्बैरेस्ड. पूरा क्या हो गया, अभी सुसु हो गया, अभी मेरे को क्या स्नान करना है, मेरा सेकंड मीटिंग है, मेरे को जाना है, स्नान करूंगा मैं. मेरे दिमाग में ऑनेस्टली मेरे दिमाग में ये चल रहा था कि मेरे को स्नान करना है. एंड आई सॉ दैट लेडी वाज पीसफुल. ओ लाइक दैट द लेडी वाज टेलिंग. उसको शांत किया एंड उसका पूरा ब्लाउज भीग गया, पूरा साड़ी वाड़ी भीग गया. एंड कैसे हाउ, आपने देखा कभी अगर भीग जाता है कैसे कैसे लगता है. एंड throughout the lady stayed there. फिर सब किया, खाना प्रसाद खाया, सब कुछ खाया. फिर मैं मीटिंग करके 2 घंटा के बाद गया. The lady is peaceful with all the urine stuck in her body. हाँ वो करके, हाँ सॉरी प्रभु जी, डायपर नहीं पहनाया, बोला डायपर पहनाना था. स्नान करना. So the point is that when one comes in that relationship, see, I am not a mother of that child, so I don't have that mamta. And because I don't have the mamta, I cannot consider that stool and urine as like chandan, sandalwood. But for that lady, my son's stool, my son's chandan, it's like, aguru and rose water. So because that relationship is there. Nowadays ladies don't consider that. Diaper पहना देते हैं. But पहले कोई diaper नहीं पहनाता था, because nowadays ladies are got little disgusted with the urine of their children and all. Diaper पहना दो, But previous times I saw ladies, traditional ladies were like, what? अरे, कृपा दे दिया. It's given you mercy. शुद्ध कर दिया तुमको. So point is, the guru should have mamta towards disciple in that way, and the disciple also should consider the guru as mother. Otherwise it will not work. It will be a very shallow relationship. It doesn't work like that. And then if that mamta is not there, and the guru is thinking अरे क्या सड़ा हुआ चीज बार बार आके बोलता रहता है, and the disciple also is not taking the role of the guru like a mother who can shape me up and make me presentable in front of Krishna. I want to become Krishna conscious. I want to become a lover of Krishna. But right now I am not presentable to Krishna. And here is a person who can make me presentable in front of Krishna. So this is the disciple's thought towards the spiritual master. Okay? Krishna. Sorry for giving a lot of graphic examples today. I don't know why such things happen with me. Krishna. And I don't know why. Somehow I had apprehension कि कुछ होगा गलत. मैं बोल रहा था वो माता जी को, don't. Ladies, the ladies are very attached to their kids, and Anyway, okay, yes, Syama Priya.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
या फोटो खींचा दिया. ही इज आस्किंग फोटो खींचने के बाद ही ऐसे वर्ड्स. अरे डर गया वो, लाइट निकला, कुछ तो हुआ पता नहीं. मेरे से डर गया होगा एक्चुअली. कौन ये भूत, बाल नहीं है, रंग भी ऐसे खतरनाक है, मेरे से डर गया होगा, सुसु कर दिया, डर के मारे सुसु कर देते हैं एक्चुअली बच्चे अभी मैं डरावना हूँ तो ऐसे डरावना हूँ। यस बोलिए।
Prabhu, even my question is related to on the terms of Udaran Krishna Prabhu's question only. So I have two questions, Prabhuji. One is for the people who are representing their guru. For them, the purity level may not be very high, but is purity something that grows over time?
Or, sorry.
Is purity something that grows over time, or is it that in this life this is the level that I can go to? Is it like that, Prabhuji? And the second question is
the question is related. So you have to first set the context of the question. The question is related that you as a student looking to your teacher growing in purity, or you as a student wanting to become teacher and thinking how will I grow my purity so that I can become a teacher. What is the context of the question?
It is the second one, Prabhuji. When we are, because we are interacting with a lot of people, like for example in mantra launch, when people come, they have a certain expectation of me because I am representing I'm giving the Maha Mantra and I speak little philosophy, and they naturally have some expectation on me. But as you just mentioned that a person who is a teacher should have this kind of purity, but the purity I have is like it's nil. So how is it something that which can be grown over time, which like I can become more pure over time, or is it that whatever level I am at right now, this is it, I cannot grow beyond? Like knowledge is something that we can study more and we can understand, but is purity something like that?
Okay, very nice question. So just like in the beginning when we join, so the guru is, so now I'll give another example of a hospital. So so when we join the mission of the spiritual master to deliver the conditioned souls, so we join the hospital of the guru. So guru is the main doctor or the surgeon, and then we may have siksha gurus or like that. They are like the assistant, apprentice type doctors, right? The siksha gurus and all. So we have our diksha gurus and all the great souls. So they are like the senior doctors or the surgeons, main doctors. They may come and just give some 15 minutes time, do surgery, and फिर बाद में ख्याल रखना, right? So and their interactions may be very small and all, but the siksha gurus and all work under the diksha gurus as an apprentice, what do you say, internships. They're doing internships, and later on these siksha gurus, when these diksha gurus leave the planet, the siksha gurus only become diksha gurus, and they take a role of being a surgeon, and they have certain siksha gurus under them, so they take the next role. So so consider it as a hospital, and then we may join in the hospital, and in that hospital we may be initially a nurse in the hospital or a compounder. And sometimes the nurse may have a lot of knowledge like the doctor. Like I went to Bhaktivedanta hospital. So the nurse has full knowledge of the medicines, what our Dwarkadhish Prabhu was telling. Sab kuch pata tha, ye medicine. And she was also suggesting to Dwarkadhish Prabhu, right? But that doesn't mean that the nurse immediately becomes doctor, because she needs a qualification. So exactly in the same way, as you said, that we become a nurse in the hospital, and slowly as we practice Krishna consciousness, then our purity also increases. As we practice Krishna consciousness seriously, then we'll become more pure, right? So we need to first write down where all situations I'm not pure, and then we start working on it. And if we cannot work it ourselves, then we take help of our guru to help us. I want to purify myself. So then the process will get purified, right? And then another thing that happens is that I may not be pure to become a teacher, but we need to also understand there are gradations of teacher. So you may be a mantra launch teacher, right? and people may come to you just to learn mantra launch and chant Hare Krishna and all. But then you slowly connect them to a higher teacher. You tell now मेरे से education अभी खत्म हो गया है, and now you have to join the higher teacher, right? So this is just like the nurse says, अभी जो मैंने किया था channel बनाना ये देना वो सब मैंने कर दिया है, now we have to wait, the doctor has to come. So we connect them to higher teacher. Similarly, after some time they remain connected to me and all, so I understand now it is for them time to get connected to some higher devotees and all. They should take initiation and all, so we connect them to higher people, and then they continue the siksha, right? So we should be honest enough to our position. We should never try to claim what we are not. Then we have no problem. So we should not, if I am a mantra launch teacher, I should not claim that I am a Diksha Guru. Right? I am not a Diksha Guru, so why I should be? And we should always try to connect people to higher personality. Like I am so happy that whenever Radheshyam Prabhu comes, Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj comes, I am so happy, so eager. Now like Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj came, I am so happy that people, some of our devotees interacted with Maharaj and all. So we should be happy to connect them to more experienced souls. They have spent more number of years in Krishna consciousness, right? They have seen ISKCON and Krishna consciousness much more than what I have seen, right? And after 10-15 years, I may take their role, and all of you and some other people may take what role I am playing. And that's natural. That's how things evolve in Krishna consciousness, right? It's not necessary only about purity. It's not necessary only about purity. Like for example, a Siksha Guru may be completely as pure as a Diksha Guru and may be as qualified as a Diksha Guru. But the Siksha Guru, if there is Diksha Guru, he doesn't claim himself as a Diksha Guru out of humility. Now you understand what I am saying? I don't know whether you understand. It's not just about purity. Even if you are pure fully, even if you can know all the medicines and all, you are not at the stage of nurse, you are actually a doctor, but doctor is there, you show respect. Now doctor has come, you hear from him, and you may know what the doctor will say and what everything, but we don't claim the position of the doctor, even if we are doctor, right? So like if I am pure also, first thing I said is that if you are not pure, so connect them to some pure people and you grow in your purity till the time you are not pure. But in a spiritual organization, when we are working and serving, and when we are serving in the mission of the Lord, it's not necessary purity is the only characteristics. It's also about etiquettes, right? It's also about etiquettes. And the etiquettes is, okay, my Guru is there, and my Guru is there. Even if I am qualified to initiate, my Guru is there, let him initiate, right? And let him be the main doctor. Even if I do all the job, okay, let him initiate, right? So that is the so that is also a question of etiquette in Krishna consciousness. You understanding? Did you understand both the things? First thing I said is that yes, purity will grow, and it's not necessary that only when we become supremely pure, then we act as a teacher, because there are gradations of teacher. So I am pure at 10% level. So now these people who are 0% level pure, I take them to 10% level purity and say, now connect to higher. You understanding? And then they become certain level, and then we say that okay, now you connect to higher. So this is one thing that we have to be honest. Okay. So our purity should be based on honesty. Our preaching should be based on honesty. Second thing I said, it's not just about honesty and purity. We may be completely pure, like the Diksha Gurus, but there is also a question of etiquette. Okay? If my Gurus are already initiating and all, they are coming, so better they give class. Let's say my Guru Maharaj has come, right? He is senior to me, and I can also give very good class. He can also give very good class. Whom I should tell to give class? Tell me. Like that. Now, there is no question of here purity. It's not that, always purity is at a consideration. Oh, and I think, oh, I am pure or he is pure. That's not always the consideration. It's also about an etiquette. It's also about a relationship. And my Guru is there, let him give. what I will give. And I may say, "Arey, मैं क्या बोलूँगा?" And Gurudev may say, "Arey, नहीं, you are speaking so nicely. You can speak much better than me." No, Gurudev, what I will speak. You only speak. You are understanding? So it's not just about purity. In Krishna consciousness, it's also about etiquette. You may be able to give better class. You may be able to take care of the disciples in a much better way. But if the Guru wants to take care of the disciples, we should say, you take care, Maharaj. I will take a back role. Even if I am pure. And Guru is also pure. Because we should also follow etiquettes in our relationship. Now imagine Jayapada Maharaj says, I need to directly interact with Syamapriya. He's doing mantra launch very nicely. I want Syamapriya in one of my projects in mantra launch. So what I will say, yes, Guru Maharaj, you take your disciple, is your disciple. You are understanding? Your disciple only. I have trained her nicely in mantra launch. Now she is successful. And where you want Syamapriya to be reinstated, throned. Now I want Syamapriya to go to this place and create explosion in mantra launch there. I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, please take your disciple. I'm happy that she is engaged there. I said, no, Guru Maharaj, I trained her and she should serve in Calcutta, and this is Prabhupada's birthplace. That is not etiquette. You understand? So then etiquette is also, no, I will take care, Guru Maharaj. It's not the right way. Now, even if a person is pure, even if a person is right and all, still etiquettes are a very, very important aspect in a spiritual society, right? Just because I am completely pure, that doesn't mean that I will do certain things. I'll become a teacher. If my teacher wants, I think this is your disciple. Your disciple. Ultimately, my disciples are not my property. They are actually property of the Guru Parampara. Imagine my spiritual master says, "Get this your disciple. I want him." And yes, Guru Maharaj, not this disciple. You take all the disciples. Take every one of them. So no, Guru Maharaj, I am pure, you are pure, I am their teacher, you are their param teacher, you cannot take them. So those considerations are not there, right? Okay, is this clear? Hare Krishna, I hope you are able to understand the subject matter. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, vancha kalpataruvasya, kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo, ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai, Vaishnav Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare